Hello everyone and welcome back to What's On, and today it is the day of Halloween, and while we could be out during the festivals and dress up, I thought, nah, I'm just going to sit in and watch a movie. And for this festive occasion, I think it's great that I can introduce a new guest host today for the series. May I welcome my wonderful friend here, Kalm.
Hello there, I'm Kalm and I'm very excited. It's my first time on the channel, or any channel, but Kobi has given me this amazing opportunity to join him, watch a film, and have a fun time, especially on a night like this, Halloween.
Yeah, and we thought for this occasion, there's no better movie to watch on the month of ghouls and goblins than the great film of the 80s, the slasher classic, Friday the 13th.
So I must confess, I've not seen the first few films. I've seen films like Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason, but I've not seen the films really, to be honest. I know the game Friday the 13th, I know what Jason is as a killer, why he kills, how he died, blah blah blah, so on and so forth.
It's surprising because it's coming from the guy who has a Jason tattoo.
Well, you know, I like his character design. If you've ever seen him in games, it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, that is true, and I got to admit as well, I'm aware of him in pop culture, but I only saw the films, at least like the first four. Maybe I know because I saw Jason Lives as early as like last year, but I'm not that well versed in the franchise either. But so, if anything, this is a good opportunity for us to get into the series from where it all started, with the original came out in the 80s, and kind of actually that's crazy, really, because again, this is the 80s when our parents were our age, so it'll be interesting to see the film and give our thoughts on it.
Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah. Okay, so as usual routine, I'll count down to 3 and then say go, and you can all join in with your own as well. So, on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, go. You know, every time I see this old Paramount logo, I always think of the Indiana Jones films.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's again, typical of that era.
Yeah.
But there's just something about that logo we always think Indiana Jones.
There's only 2 other ones that I've seen mainly. Like I can't remember the one with the Pegasus. What that one's called?
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I can't think of the name.
And there's also the Disney one. But clearly we've seen the Disney ones more, but you know. It's
1955, 58. Did you ever go camping when you were younger?
Not when I was younger. I mean, camping, I loved the idea. I loved going out. But sleeping outside was quite peaceful compared to actually sleeping indoors. I mean, I know you got in a freaking tent when you're going to sleep.
Here goes the music. I think this is one of the interesting directions and handlings of the film, is that every time the killer's on screen, that's when they cue the music.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they cue music just to like throw you off as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the sins that came with this film and a lot of the classics, because I think Halloween has a lot of music in it, and sure, it's a classic.
Yeah.
But it spawned up a lot of other films to just copy the formula.
Yeah.
To the point where we now have every horror film having that tune or something that is catchy, but it gives away the scare or the what's going on or who the killer is sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
For this occasion, and also even the POV shots, because again, you kind of expect maybe found footage or other stuff, but it doesn't always sell with the movie. But I think this is one of the first to actually do the first person point POV shot. Although I tell a lie, because I think Halloween did do that at one point. Oh, it's Bill Skarsgård. I was joking there.
Oh, okay.
It's Pennywise.
Pennywise.
But interesting fact about that guy, I think I've got his notes here somewhere, but like, his name's Will Adams. He was actually he was a cameraman on this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's not just done work for the film, he's actually been in the film as well.
Yeah, he's really just a
Well, I mean,
glorified extra. Really.
clearly, as you can see right now.
Yeah, but he's
Teenage love.
yeah, but yeah, it's great really because it's a minor role, and I think he doesn't. I don't think he's been in anything else, but he's got the honor of being the first person in the Friday the 13th franchise to be killed.
Ah.
I swear he does look a lot like Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, he does, don't he? If there's one thing I say come to notice, but I've also been told this, but Jason targets mainly horny teenagers.
Yeah, that was the trope that this and Halloween started, where if you're, I think it might be tied into like religious beliefs too, where if you're impure, then you're killed off. Did you ever believe that when you were going through your teenage stages?
Teenage stages. If I was impure. Nah, I mean, when I was a teenager, like, yes, I'm not a teenager now. Adult. Oh, hello.
Not quite slow at it, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, a shut off at least would have been done. Oh, at least he was getting it off. That's a good scream.
Oh. Easy. Slips, trips and falls. Dangerous enough.
Yeah. Although we've had, she's in a room with
In a room full of many, many things. Your first choice weapon.
grab the empty box.
Yeah.
Although doing it, I'm glad they don't show her death. Because it kind of sets up the mystery of, how bad did the killer mess you up? And it kind of also sets the tone too for, oh wow. Oh, and to think that today they give us flashy intros and great stellar sound effects, and back then it was glass smash.
Even like even like what's the word? Fonts and
Yeah, the font's very basic.
yeah,
But it's the music.
bold and in your face, but nothing else around. Nowadays, it's the fonts of the casts and everything coming along with the intro of the film. Let's say, for example, great.
It's okay, don't worry. I'm sure we'll come back to you. But again, I've got to say at this point, I'm commending the music too. Because I think this is the most common theme in the movie, because there's not a lot of music.
Yeah.
But it really sells you on, again, I mean, listen to this. The classic kill, 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 wow, wow, wow. When you first heard of this, did you ever mistake it for kill, 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 ha, ha, ha? Because I always thought it was that for years.
No, I always thought it was. I never actually thought there was words being said. I thought it was just someone trying to be funny. I mean, in a way, they were.
I mean, this is another cool bit because from memory at least, I think a lot of modern horror films, at least like the bad ones, copycat ones, they always tend to focus on one location, and then they stick with that. Because again, that's where the main setting's going to be. Less cost.
Yeah.
But I like how this one sets up in a different location from where the main action is going to take place, because it shows you how big the world is in a subtle way. But it kind of shows you that it's in a isolated place, but there is a town, so there is life out there. It's not just this is the only place in the world for this movie.
Yeah. Stereotypically American.
Although I commend her choosing to be in a film like this, and that's not a slight.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to live through the entire movie, the fact that you get to be in the film that started it all, up there with the lights of Halloween.
Yeah.
Did you know that I think it's the director, but Ian Cunningham, he actually came up with the title of the film. What was it? I think he came up with the title on his own. I can't remember. But yeah, I do know this interesting fact. The actress who plays the killer, she insisted to the director that she be in this scene because she felt that it would be good to set up the killer so that the audience don't feel cheated. And he said, nah, people won't worry about it. And as such, one of the big complaints a lot of the time was that there was no setup. Yeah. There was no setup for the villain. She just comes in at the end.
That's crap.
Yeah, and I do admit, I do actually kind of see a sense, because it would be good to set it up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is effective, because you wouldn't be suspecting her.
Hmm.
Oh. Oh, but God damn it, Ralph, get out of here! I do know he's a famous actor from his time. I cannot think of his name. Again, he'd probably, if they were made this today, he'd probably be like a Brad Pitt, or not Brad Pitt, but I mean, which actor's old right now that could be good for a cameo? Because I'm thinking like Ian Cunningham from Game of Thrones. I think he's good enough to warrant a cameo in a big budget remake or something.
It's funny because this film's so old, and it's so like the story's been very well scripted and made. You wouldn't think such an old film would have such good quality like this. You'd think it would look older.
I mean, it stands testament that it's filmed in '79, so nearly over 40 years. But I mean, a lot of this stuff, it kind of feels amateur, but at the same time, it feels like it's done professionally too.
Pardon me, sorry.
That's what you get out in Coke.
A great start to our.
Don't worry. Again, there are worse commentaries out there. If you've been on YouTube as long as I have, watching wise, not channel wise, you know there's a lot of ones. I mean, the worst ones I hate are when they eat stuff.
Oh, there's some very annoying ones.
Yeah, to be fair, we've got some snacks on the side here, but I'm also not feeling hungry right now because I'm too captivated with the movie.
Yeah, it's really captivating. Like, where it comes to podcasts and all that, if they're like not chewing loudly and they're just like keeping it for themselves, you can clearly.
If you're self-conscious of it, then it makes it more easier and a bit more bearable to. Yeah. Whereas if you're going out of your way to chew crisps, I mean, an example being there was this great video I watched where it was a great discussion video on Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But one of the co-hosts was eating crisps at the same time, and it gets to a point where you're like, come on, dude, stop eating, just be part of the conversation. And even the guys was like, dude, can you not eat so much? But yeah, the discussion was great.
Are we allowed to mention other YouTubers' podcasts in this, or?
Well, yeah, you can. Just I try not to. If you, I guess, be truthful or not, if you're doing it for reference sake, I say check out this video. It explains it better. You can, because I've done that before in previous videos. But I also try to stay out of my way of basically like naming viewers or other channels that I disagree with, or like are fully against or whatever. Because again, we all have our opinions, and I'm not going to shy away from mine. But I don't want to go out of my way to say, I don't know about this person, and anyone who happens to maybe be a fan of ours, if they are, if we even have fans, really.
I'm a fan.
Oh, thank you. But yeah,
suck up 100%.
But yeah, I don't condone putting targets on people.
Fair
so
enough.
yeah, by all means, if you want someone to look for another video, give you more context, then by all means. But yeah, back to the movie. Sorry.
Sorry, people.
Again, we do love to ramble.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's Kevin Bacon.
Bloody hell, he looks so young.
Yeah. And if you look there, I noticed. I looked at the trivia before we started. But that book there, that's actually The Godfather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the book.
Jesus.
Before it was a movie. I do. Again, I love these establishing shots too.
Yeah. Such a nice view of the country.
Yeah, I came back from Feltham recently, so I got to enjoy some views of the country on the train, and I really do love just looking at the countryside as it flies by.
Just sit by the train window, watch it all go by. It's fun.
And here we are, Camp Blood. Well, to be fair, Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a real campsite. It's still there to this day.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it was Go-Go something camp, but they borrowed it for like a few days. I think they filmed it in 28 days, and they borrowed it while it was not being used. And the only set they built for the movie was the toilets. But all of this is authentically part of a camp from the 80s, and in some form it's still there to this day.
It must get a lot of traction, attention.
Yeah, I think they might have a plaque somewhere in the nearby town saying this is where they filmed the classic that was Friday the 13th. And there's our main character.
Well, took out a tree stump. In fact, there is one thing I kind of want to do for this podcast as well.
Technically, it's a movie commentary.
Alrighty.
So I'm very specific.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're doing a commentary on Friday the 13th, but Tremors and R.I.P.D. will be a good.
Sure. Really?
Yeah.
You'd be up for that?
I love Rick and Tremors is alright. I just mainly want to watch Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Bacon have an argument.
I'll be up for that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Again, the cast in this is very likable. Nothing special about them, but they sell you on being people, and I mean the main actress too. I mean I find it funny how for the casting when they were looking for these actors, they went out their way in description as, hey, we need to find people who'd still a Pepsi ad or something. So they looked for the most advertising actors out there.
Yeah.
And they got good, and they're good actors. I do find it another great thing is that she's, again, not stereotypical final girls. She actually has been in a relationship. And it's implied, I think, with this guy, but she's clearly done things.
No, clearly.
Yeah, and again, it's a nice little subversion of the expectation where if you're a virgin, you're gonna survive. So, yeah, I think it's come back a lot more in recent years. It's like, wow, this is a new thing. But like, yeah, this film did it. I've got to say, I've been camping before, but never to a camp like this. I am kind of envious of America.
Yeah.
They get all the cool spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just get the trees and the country grass, which is, to be fair,
It's
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go for a slightly long walk.
Back in POV.
Mm.
I gotta commend Pamela Voorhees how she can not be seen.
Yeah.
These guys, their haircuts do just scream 80s.
Their haircuts to me scream wigs. Because if you look at a few of them, it doesn't look like they've got a hairline.
I think Kevin Bacon is the most example there.
Yeah.
It looks like more like my hair when I was young. Did you ever do archery when you were young?
Archery, I've only ever done it once.
I know Harry did some lessons, but I again, a lot of the activities we did when we were in campaign was mostly just learn to build a tent, learn to do some, make a fire, and very basic stuff really.
Cool.
Close call.
You could have died. Horny teenagers in the making.
And still
Or
walking in.
already.
Well, I think this is coming back to the not set up good for the killer. One thing they do set up, which is good but very subtle, which is why I think a lot of people didn't even notice it, is that this scene, if you remember the Jeep, it's the same Jeep used later in the film when Pamela arrives. So that's the only indication you can maybe be cued into that she's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But that's it. So again, I can see why people did not notice it.
Yeah.
Because you could maybe from a distance say that's a different Jeep, but it is the same one. And that's got what the director was like saying, oh, don't worry, we've got some sort of setup. You just have to look for it.
Yeah.
And people didn't notice it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, it was so unnoticed that famous Gene Siskel gave away the ending, the twist in his own review. That's how they'll set up it, Phil. And in the end, it only boosted ticket sales, so
Yeah.
in the long run. Oh, I mean, I did find this scene a bit weird, how she never speaks. But in hindsight, you can kind of also say, yeah, that kind of adds to the unsettlingness that she doesn't speak. I'm just surprised that she didn't find it a bit weird in the first place, that she gets into a car and there's no conversation at all.
Yeah, that is freaking weird. Back in the day, you... Oh, she's jumping.
Yeah, I think she actually did that stunt. I think she was an acrobatist, or she was an acrobat, or she I think wherever the excuse, she did that on her own. So I got to commend her there.
That was a very weird jump, though.
It was clearly cut, but I mean.
Oh.
In preparation again, because it's not it's not as long as the Harry Potter films, thankfully, but again, keep in mind, everyone, we're not very versed in these movies, and yeah, so don't expect too much commentary as to the previous two, because again, this is actually my first time watching this in a few years, so actually I'm just captivated by what's going on. And you think about it, there's not too much we need to talk about, and again, because we weren't there when this first started, so
yeah.
Anyway, you could say we're very generic first-time viewers from the 2000s, probably.
No, this film was made in the 70s. It's 79, you said. They're probably like 20, right?
I mean, she's probably a grandmother now, or a mother.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. I gotta say, that effect, though, very cool.
Yeah, that was quite awesome. Though it was a bit. Sorry, people. Just word thinking. It was a bit sucky for her to.
Take your time, there's no rush.
Unfortunately for her, that she was trying to get to the lake, trying to see her friends. I mean, you couldn't even call her a horny teenager because that's who Jason kills. And yet, she didn't even make it.
To be fair, she was an extra. How long did they last?
That is true.
Again, I would have loved to have gone. Yeah, I would have loved to have had a lake in the campsite that I went to.
Yeah.
Because I think there was one time we did go near a lake, but it was not swimming kind. And I guess in hindsight, I wasn't brave enough to, go ski dipping or whatever.
Mm.
But in this situation, what would you have done if you felt like you were being watched on a camping trip? What's your go-to preparations in case a killer was out there?
Knowing there was a killer out there, or thinking there was someone watching me.
Feeling suspicious, I guess, if you felt something was out there. Would you take any precaution?
I mean, camping alone, I'd make sure I'm definitely prepared. Because, if you're alone, it does kind of get scary. Oh, if you're with people, I guess you have more of a reason to be, I don't know, feeling safe.
Yeah, numbers always make it easier. I wonder if people actually felt this was suspenseful when it happened. If they actually thought, "Oh, has something got him?" Because if this was a horror movie on the scale of The Thing or a monster movie, definitely. But for a slasher film,
film.
Oh, you troublemaker!
What an asshole! Sorry, language.
It's okay. I never went out on my way to. I mean, I'm not. I would actually say I thought of a verdict if I want this channel to be censored or not. Because I think I have maybe censored some curses every once in a while. But I guess I don't. I haven't gone out of my way to say no swearing. Because at the end of the day, I just want people to say their thoughts.
Fair enough. I mean, considering if any
real snake, and that is a real snake.
Striker.
There was the only was inside. This actually does bring up one of the most common facts for this film. This scene wasn't in the script. Originally, they just felt that because I think the director, I think it's seen again. He had an experience with a snake when he went camping years ago, and he felt there needs to be a scene like that in this movie because he's part of the film. Why not?
Yeah.
And they got someone that owned a snake to come in and film the scene, and they intentionally killed it. And again, this was before like PETA or before like it was common in film practice you can't kill animals.
No, so of course you can't.
Yeah, so when they did it, they broke the owner's heart, and the story goes that after they killed it, the owner broke down crying.
I would.
Yeah, me too.
Jesus.
Right, calls for authenticity, I guess, but god damn it. Damn it, Kevin. Poor thing. No, it's just sleeping. Of course it's dead.
Lop its head off.
It's not a worm.
Becomes a dollar.
He must have felt so cool after doing that pose.
I feel very guilty.
Dude, calm down. Don't cause a scene.
He's gonna think we're on drugs.
Probably is. It is the 80s. Oh yeah, he's dead. Whenever there's a troublemaker in a horror movie, they're bound to die.
Oh yeah, any troublemaker is dead.
It's weird seeing Kevin Bacon in something and he's not an adult.
Hmm.
I mean, the earliest film that I remember seeing him when I was actually younger was Balto, and that was just his voice.
Oh.
But I've always known him as, you know, the guy from X-Men, the guy from that one movie from the 90s or something. I think Tremors.
Tremors.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's always the guy on the phone ads as well. The EA or the EE.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
And again, UK ads, I guess. Unless they're from America too.
Wasn't Kevin Bacon a
He was in Footloose.
singer?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing something about that. I just tried asking a question that I felt valid. Felt was valid, rather.
I gotta say, I do apologise. This is probably one of them. Oh! Oh god. God damn it, Ralph, get out of here! Well, I've gotta say again, kind of like very generic. Just having pop up in the cellar.
It's funny. You see crazy people like them, and you know they're crazy, so you're not going to listen to them. No, I haven't seen one movie, I don't think, where there's someone like him and there's not been something bad happen.
Yeah, that would actually be good. Because if it,
So that's like a stereotypical film setup or like plot.
yeah, I mean, if anything, if they wanted to warn people, they would have either gone out of their way to find evidence, or at the very least, they would have made it more clear, as opposed to "I'm a messenger of God." So yeah, who's not going to believe that? Yeah. So you're here to warn me, right? Yeah, the big guy in the sky told me to tell you that you're going to die.
Big guy in the sky.
We all are. One day.
Yeah, one day we are. Whether we get murdered or, we die a nice, long, happy life.
Yeah, die of old age. That's what I'm looking forward to. Although, if you're sure I'm going to be killed in my sleep one day, then give me a better warning instead of it was the guy in the sky.
He says you're gonna die. How?
Again, what I was saying earlier. Sorry. Again, I'm trying to focus on this movie too, so I'm not too much versed with facts in this film.
That shouldn't be a problem. We're just here to have fun.
Again, people, if you're looking for good comic views, I'm sure there's some better ones out there who actually grew up with this film and know tons more in-depth facts about it.
Oh yeah, there's got to be some hardcore Friday the 13th fans.
Oh yeah. Although again, rewatching this, it does bring back a lot of good memories from those camping years. Because I remember bringing snacks into my tent with all my high school friends when we went there, and when we pretended to tell ghost stories. Although I do remember the great story because we went camping like 2 years ago at this point, and then a year ago.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was the first time I got pretty plastered. And I remember you guys telling me the next day that I told you a scary story at the campfire, and it was really disturbing, or something along the lines of that. And I can't remember for God what story it was.
Oh, that happened. I mean, well, I was in and out of sleep, but I could just hear you telling people the story. But that night I was very tired.
Yeah, was that 5 Jaeger bombs or something? Yeah.
I think that was when that was before I was starting to go to sleep. I think he had a lot more than that.
Oh, definitely, because I can't remember what happened. I just remember dancing.
Oh yeah, you definitely danced.
Didn't I leave you on the campfire at one point?
I think so, yeah. It's alright. Well, could it be his time?
Well, obviously they're focusing on him. You know a character's doing when the minimum amount of screen time suddenly extends to this much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but again, they for the early parts of the movie, they had a male actor stand in, or like a male extra just stand in to do the killer bits. So, cause I think it's either chalked up to the actress wasn't there at the time, or they just wanted the twist not to be given away. But they had there are points where you can tell it's like a guy.
Yeah.
I mean the moment when the girl gets killed earlier, you can clearly see it's like a male's hands.
Yeah.
And in this scene, you can clearly tell that was a guy in a leather jacket or something.
Or that was some very burly woman.
And they'll end up dead because of it. I love that their excuse for a storm was just get a light. Quickly turn it on.
Did you get killed by a guy with a machete?
No, I'm afraid that won't happen until part 2. Well, one of the other interesting trivia facts is that I think it's also again Sean Cunningham. He went out of his way to also say, yeah, I never intended to make this a franchise. So Jason was never meant to be this icon. He was just meant to be this plot device to get like Pamela the killer. And that's also kind of insight to look into things how they become franchises. Don't try and make it a franchise. Just tell a good story that happens to have an interesting direction with it, and that alone will sell it. And if it's good enough, people will want to see more. Again, if it's also going to be like with a already established franchise, don't try and do the same thing, or don't try and do something too drastic that's not in the same spirit of it. Just try and tell a good story that fits in the story that's already been told.
Yeah, exactly.
People will probably know what I'm referencing already, but yeah, again, this is a lovely shots too. These establishing shots, but it's also just again in hindsight, this film it's not in today's standards it's generic.
Yeah.
But it's still an alright movie. That's more effective now.
Oh yeah.
I always do wonder, do you think they actually did film during the storm? But again, the odds of that happening.
I mean, the odds of that happening with the very weird lighting effect they gave it, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Candlelight. That only means one thing. Oh, hello.
Oh, the 80s. Today they would try to censor it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Although, is this? Yeah, this is definitely rated R. So, then again, today they probably go over the top and show full frontal nudity. How old do you think Kevin Bacon is in this movie? 25? 20? 23?
I don't know. He's definitely young in this movie.
Yeah, he's clearly old enough to have a sex scene.
Yeah. Well, maybe 25.
Yeah, because I think the character's like typical teenagers, like 17 to maybe 19 at the oldest. But they always, even back then, they always cast people in their 20s.
Yeah. That would make him like 50 or something.
Yeah, I think he is 50 now.
Jesus. He's old.
Still looking good though.
Yeah, doing well for his age.
That's the other thing, another good callback from me. I love to do that. I always loved when it was storming, either on camping trips or when it was storming. I always did love to just sit near the window when it was open, or sit near the door, and the odd train would stop the rain from hitting you. But I always loved just. Again, this entire commentary is just us reminiscing on old times, really. And I don't mind that.
Oh, right.
Because again, all the good stuff hasn't happened yet, but
yeah,
honestly, I loved doing that when I was younger. Just take in the atmosphere of nature and the storm and the rain, and just also be safe in the warm, or at least teaching on the edge of you're in a warm cabin.
I love to stay in the cabin. I've stayed in the cabin once, and fireplace, comfortable beds. There's nothing like it. You get a fire. Sorry, my words.
It was you were reminiscing so much on the memory you couldn't download the words.
Yeah. It was so beautiful. Words cannot describe. Was Monopoly really out then?
Yeah. Although I gotta say, I've never played Strip Monopoly. I don't really know how that works.
Oh, hello.
Okay, let's.
All right, so.
At least it's not gratuitous. Okay, Killer, you were meant to make your cue 10 minutes ago. Come on. Then again, it's been like 50 years. Maybe she can use some action.
bit overdue, isn't it?
Yeah, although, thinking back on the backstory, because again, I did my research, as I tend to do with my videos, because I can't be bothered to not be prepared in some form. But, oh no! I totally didn't see that coming.
I'm surprised they didn't notice.
Oh, the smell.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you would smell the copper and also blood.
Wouldn't blood be dripping?
That too, yeah.
That's the neck that's been slashed. That'd be dripping with blood.
What drinks are those? Because there's no label, so I'd assume beer. But although there is a label,
it looks like
It kind of looks more like medicine.
It does. But Sainsbury's and local shops. It looks like that. Kerber shop malt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Boobies. Sorry.
Hey, if the movie showed it, it was clearly important.
And the plot thickens.
In more ways than one. Oh, we have no taste. Although this scene coming up, another very well-known trivia fact. When they do the death scene, do you know about this one famous blood spurt scene?
Blood spurts.
Yeah, when they filmed this scene that's coming up, it took them forever to set it up, and when it came to doing the final product, the wire broke. So the actor, or the guy at the bottom, underneath the bed, doing the fiddling with the knobs or whatever, he felt like, I can't mess this up. We've only got one take. If I screw this up, we're going to have to go through all this again, and it took them hours to set up. So in the end, he just blew into the tube, and what we see with all the blood, that's the result of them just the final result, as we'll see.
Oh, so that's how it happened.
Yeah, so the final product, while you could clearly tell that it's not as they actually intended, it still delivered a decent payoff. And they're still playing Strip Monopoly. Yeah, I think we can use a beer.
You're the one with the goblet.
True. I suppose it can't be to see with candlelight.
I like how he had to use a match and not light it through.
Today it's a lighter, always. There we go.
Oh, okay.
There's the blood spurting.
There we go.
And you can tell there there's clearly a man's hand.
Hmm.
Why not put on your clothes? I mean, I get it, you want to wash. But
You're going outside, it's cold.
Yeah, you don't want to get cold.
Stormy.
Almost.
We'll make you even more wet than you were.
Yeah, I think this is the bathroom. Yeah, so this is the set they constructed, I believe.
So Jason's just an old man pervert.
Technically, his mother at this point is.
Oh yeah.
So I think timeline-wise, I think he's meant to be hiding out in a cabin at the edge of the forest. Yeah, I think that is one of the. I don't know if this is a complaint among fans. Again, not well versed in the lore, but I think the excuse they give in the sequel is that he's just been hiding out in the woods all this time, and he's never shown his face. And it wasn't until like the death of his mother, which he witnessed from a distance, that spurred him into his killings, which is why they kill Alice in the next film. But how do you feel about that explanation?
Yeah. I don't particularly know. I've heard that he like kills horny teenagers because he drowned, and all of the camp people.
Yeah, because they were being irresponsible and fooling around.
Yeah.
There's more in the kitchens, he drowned.
Yeah.
And I think they expand on it in Freddy vs. Jason, where he was being bullied because of his appearance.
Yeah. Yeah. And
hold on, sorry, is this? Just stopping for a second. I think this is the scene later. We hear a child scream, I think. I don't think this is the scene. Yeah, what was I saying again?
I think it was about. What was it? Jason's mother. Or something.
Yeah, I just.
Doesn't she, like. Well, she's not alive or anything, but whenever Jason kills someone, he hears a voice like, good boy, or.
Yeah, I think, he grew up, again, without his mother, he grew up with the idea of her in his head or something.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a psychologist. And again, she's, because she did the killings as well.
Yeah.
In his mind, he's doing the right things. He's avenging his mother. And
so he's just a confused little boy.
Yeah, that he somehow gained supernatural powers over time.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen films in ages, but I can't remember. How does he get immortal or something?
Ah.
I mean, again, I keep remembering now. I think if Jason lives, he gets struck by lightning or something.
Yeah. I've heard he drowns a couple times. He's gotten resurrected lightning a couple times.
Oh wow!
Oh, okay.
That's a good effect.
Yeah, that is.
Props to the prop department.
The face she pulled on the screen.
You just stay in that position. Ah!
She pulled a pose as well.
Oh great, they got a shirt off. I mean, how long have they been playing for? I thought they'd gotten more off.
Yeah, I mean,
I swear that looks so much like a medical bottle. Strong wind.
Get the money.
The days when that was the most entertaining thing to do in the cabins. I gotta admit, it is kind of a shame that we live in such a technological era. Back then, it was like the thing to do, just play board games and
go outside.
Yeah.
Ride your bicycle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I am happy with the comforts we have, but at the same time, there is a bit of me that's not envious, but also disappointed myself too. Because again, we could do that now. We can just go on for a camping trip away and just spend time doing all this other stuff. But we're so integrated to be on our phones constantly and do all this other stuff, technological stuff, and you just
yeah. I mean, as a gamer, I've just I really adapted to technology and all that. I personally couldn't live without it because I was introduced to it at such a young age. Like 2 years old, that was it. I had a PlayStation 2 remote in my hand, playing away at Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. But I see it now.
Yes,
and even now, I just think, I kind of want to go for a walk.
Yeah, I do love watching movies where they give you this experience of, I want to go out now. I want to go to the country, or I want to visit New York, or I want to go to a classic diner. Again, another expansion here of how it's not just that one location. This is next to a town, so of course there's a diner.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she never came back in any sequels. Usually with classics, there was always like bring back a minor character to set up that this was definitely a sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, my perfect. Did I ever tell you about my? Of course, I don't think I have told you. But did I ever tell you about my idea for how I would have done the series if I was? Of course, because today we expect shared universe concepts all the time now.
Yeah.
But I always loved the idea that if they were going to do a series out of this, have the first 3 films be Alice's story, and have, again, like this is the cast from the second film. I can't remember if they have any relation to her, but maybe have the main girl from the second film be Alice's sister or cousin or whatever, and they team up in the next film and the third film to basically defeat Jason, and then come 4 when Tommy Jarvis is introduced, have him be the kid still, and have Alice and her sister still be the main cast.
Yeah.
And then he can take over in the next film, like 5, and go onwards, because he does kind of do that in the actual films. I don't know, I always felt like it would be so much cooler if it was always this cohesive story about these people defying the attacks from Jason, and it continues over into other characters that they cross paths with. But when you know of the behind the scenes stuff and why she didn't come back for the sequels, you can understand why.
Yeah.
You know the story.
Of Jason?
No, the actress who plays Alice in this film, she, when this film came out, she became an icon overnight, alongside, I wouldn't say icon, but she became very popular.
Yeah.
And she was stalked by an obsessed fan at the time, and it scared her so much she insisted to the producers, I don't want to be in the sequels, and if you do one, and of course they were contracted at that time, she said, kill me off, I don't want to be involved with this franchise ever again. Which is why she's killed off in the first act of the next film. So in its own way it subverts expectation, because again, you kill off the main character in the next film when you think they're going to survive, which spawns off its own subgenre of let's kill off the main character after the second film.
As a fan, you'd find that quite surprising, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Then again, don't be a creepy stalker.
Exactly. Lesson of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if... I mean, I can remember reading somewhere that... I think it was maybe one of the anniversary documentaries, like maybe years ago, they said, would it be cool if we get all the surviving girls, all the deceased actors who died in the... Not actors, but the deceased characters back into the last film, and just have them all team up to fight Jason.
And
then just start...
Avengers.
I'm just picturing all the final girls now just charging at Jason and then just start on the Battle of Thanos.
Jason's got the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. He's just like, oh shit. Dead girls, assemble.
Another officer? No.
Yeah, so again, back to the movies. Again, this entire commentary straight off of a two commentary just to what do we talk about commentary? Although again, another good setup here, they set up the cop from the end of the film. I don't know, it's just small touches like that that make this film a bit more lived in. Again, you don't just have characters come in for the purpose of the story, you set them up in some way. I think this is it. This is the scene when you hear the cry. Because this bit always confused me. Well, let's listen. There it is. Again, gotta say, just ingenious on that choice of soundtrack. Yeah. Yeah, it should be happening any second now. But again, I can't remember. I swear there is a scene where she's meant to hear someone.
I'm tired from yesterday. I had a very long day of work. Yeah. So I apologise if you hear me yawning, guys, but I'm running on low amounts.
Yeah, all you've got is Coke and chocolate to keep you going.
Yeah. That's my energy. Can't even say drink because, well, yeah, I can. Half chocolate. Yeah. Who cares? Who cares? It's full of sugar. That's all you need.
Not complaining.
Yeah. You're not. They might.
Oh, did we miss it?
Well, we did.
Let's listen this time. Hopefully get a payoff. Yeah, I can hear something.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, does that sound like a girl?
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound like a girl.
Okay. Because I swear from memory, I thought it was meant to be a little boy, and I thought at the time was it meant to be Jason. And then I thought, wait, so how does that factor in? Because if this is, I understand this was a supernatural story, but
Yeah.
Yeah. And make
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how you thought that was a little boy.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think it's more of a little boy now.
Yeah. I mean, Pamela, she doesn't this from memory again, because again, last time seeing this in a while. But Pamela doesn't. I mean, she does try and mimic her son at one point, but not to that degree. Unless she's a really good voice actor.
Oh. Some people are amazing at impressions.
Mm. When you're driven to extremes to the point of killing, if you're going to take any chance you get to blend in or whatever.
Oh.
Although this does have another interesting trivia thing. Again, I'm just relying on my trivia points at this point.
Go on.
I don't think we see her death, and for years it was like the urban rumor: did they film it secretly, but they never released it because it was too brutal or whatever. But they never did.
It's one thing I've noticed actually. Sorry, I'm steering away from your points, but she went to the bathhouse with a coat. She left the bathhouse to check something, an outer coat.
Did he?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Stupid thing to point out, but
Probably a mistake.
yeah.
Although again, if she was at the bathhouse, I'm surprised she didn't see the body.
Hmm.
You got blood.
One thing I'm wondering is that there's so many of them that went to that camp, or lake, or the same place.
And now only 2 remain.
2 remain, and not one of them is questioning where the others are at.
But to be fair, you can pass. Yeah, they're either off doing their thing, as teens do, or they're sleeping. So it's not too out of the realm of like, where is everyone? I'm sure they're not dead.
How many guys have died?
2 so far.
2 guys and 2 girls.
2 girls. So yeah, even more equality there because it's not a complete statistic of the times. Again, people at the time said, "Oh, this is just a generic final girl."
Jason doesn't judge; he's fair.
Exactly. Even killers. Even the classic icon killers are fair. She's reminding me so much of April O'Reilly right now. Call the Ninja Turtles, they'll help. And were they eating pizza earlier? No, I don't think so.
No. Back in the room where they killed the snake, I believe.
Oh boy. Finally, we get to the good stuff. The tagline of the movie, what's going on? Because the action doesn't come until the end.
If only they could.
Again, back into the City, because this is an actual owned cabin at the time.
Yeah.
Not cabin, that campsite. It does make you wonder how cool would it be at the time to be staying in that campsite, and then you realise, well, this is the set they used exactly for Friday the 13th. Because again, you can watch a lot of movies and say, oh, I remember that location from. I think I mentioned in the previous episode with previous What's On episode. They filmed a scene in Fantastic Beasts 2 where they walk across a bridge, and on first impressions it looks like it could be a set, but that is an actual bridge that exists in London, and I've walked across it a few times in the last few months or so.
What is that, Tower Bridge or?
It's not Tower. It's not. It has a name, but it's not like London Bridge, or it's not like one of the well-known bridges of London. It's just like it has a name.
Well, that Battersea Bridge.
Probably. But yeah, when you look at locations in movies, and you realise, yeah, I've walked across there, or I've been on that spot in location. It just I forget now actually, but it's just cool to imagine locations and actually walk across it, knowing that this is from a movie, and sometimes it's from an iconic movie.
Yeah.
So it must have been so cool for kids of that era to stay at that campsite and think, oh, it's going to be very boring, and then you realise this is the exact same campsite from Friday the 13th.
Oh.
This camera shot's good. Creative too. Again, it's showing the cable wire has been cut, but it's also, instead of just cutting to it, like a very cheap movie would have done, it's actually showing us from following the characters, and it pans over to the rest of the scene.
Yeah. Well, his car's dead. Well, not dead, the lights are still on.
Yeah, common sense.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
No.
What's going to happen to Steve, I wonder?
All your friends are dead. They're missing. Stormy weather. What's a good idea? Let's wait until someone comes and picks us up. There's the weird light reflection coming off the camera.
Again, red herring's trying to set up Ralph, but when you think about it, there's not really any true indication he's the killer because in both cases he's leaving the scene in the two scenes he has, and the killer is doing the same thing. So it's hard to really point him as the villain here.
Pinpoint the culprit.
I always you don't know if they're doing any more Halloween films. Friday the 13th films, are they?
Friday the 13th beats me. I mean, to be honest, they did they've done a lot of Friday the 13th films, haven't they?
Oh god, yeah. Up there with Halloween, really. I think maybe more.
I reckon give it a few more years and they'll do a modern one.
Yeah, but in fact,
maybe get.
You know what? Screw it, because again, we still got a bit more to the action. I'm going to have to look up, see if there's going to be any more in the works. Because I do know there was going to be a TV series as far back as a few years ago, and it was going to be on CW. God damn it! But I think they cancelled it recently because the pilot was good, but the series potential wasn't there. So thankful at least, because it means we're not really suffered the likes of Jason Voorhees in CW.
Yeah.
Well, again, probably that would jump scare a lot of people at the time.
Yeah.
And again, you could push it from just being budgetary. They didn't want to waste effects, proper effects on showing his death. But it's effective too because it kind of leads to the imagination too. With how did she kill him? Did she gut him? Did she cut his throat? Did she stab him in the head?
I mean,
it's always even that alone, that imagery just makes you kind of queasy. So it really kind of sells that how your imagination is a lot more scary than what they can represent on screen.
Yeah, I mean, Jason. A quick, swift death is his way to play.
Yeah.
Slice the throat, stabbed in the gut. I mean, in one.
I think the worst one he's done is he stabs him in the dick.
Oh. Alright, maybe he doesn't, a nice quick death there, doesn't do that, but right in the manhood.
You're feeling that, aren't you?
Yes!
To be fair, he would. Got it. Apparently, as far back as this July, I believe, there's potentially two projects in the works. A sequel last year, a prequel. Sorry, last year a prequel was pitched to be a prequel, and it was going to be about. Presumably, it was going to be about Pamela Voorhees and how Jason was born, how he died, and how things set in motion the events of this movie. And it was tentatively going to be titled Friday the 13th at the beginning. Very generic, really. But nothing's been made of that so far. And that wasn't even greenlit. It was just we have an idea for a prequel. But as far back as this year, they've said that there is work on another script by the guy who made Jason Lives.
Yeah.
And apparently it's going to be called Jason Never Dies. And it was going to be a sequel, again, following the Halloween formula now, because 2018's film was such a success. It's going to be a sequel to Jason Lives, but ignore the events of all the sequels that came afterwards. And be it that story of, Jason's not dead.
Yeah.
Again, these aren't set in stone yet. These are what we know as far as now. You never know. Who knows? By the time this video goes up, people might actually have something green there. But, food for thought, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Like Jason films, you have to get teenagers to do the roles because that's what it is. It's Jason killing teenagers.
Although, to be fair, they don't have to all the time. Because I always wondered how cool would it be if you had another interesting pitch. How cool would it be if they had established Pamela had a friend or someone close to her, and that character comes back 50 years later and they have their own child, so they still have a young adult formula, but they've got this elderly person in the mix that has this history of the Voorhees family. And that can then say a story of how, I don't know, again, on the topic of things, I'm not exactly good at trying to think of stories, but again, the directions you could do with that kind of idea, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least people that might look like teenagers. He could just go killing people and all that. And I feel like, just an example, I'm not saying that they will be, or, it'd be a good idea. But you have people like Zendaya, Tom Holland, Chloe Moretz.
So the cast from Spider-Man.
Some of the cast from Spider-Man. Chloe Moretz is hit though. Kick-ass.
I'm
Jackass?
Kick-ass, yeah. I'm actually just imagining now, it would be great if the cast of Spider-Man, you think you're watching a Spider-Man film and out of nowhere Jason just comes out of nowhere and stabs everyone up. Yeah, actually it would be quite funny.
I mean, it's a good example of teenagers. You have the cop, Benedict Cumberbatch.
You just cut everyone in Marvel, just now cast to Jason Voorhees film.
It becomes associated with Marvel. That's brilliant.
It can be part of the What If series. What if Jason Voorhees was part of the Marvel? How riveting. Selling up coffee.
Such late.
Now I'm having flashbacks to my time as a God damn it, the words escaping me, but I used to make tea when I was a volunteer for a zookeeper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the protocols you learned at the time. Learn how to make coffee.
Making cuppas for...
Yeah, it wasn't protocol, sorry. It was just like, you got to learn how to do it eventually. And
yeah.
It's good to be helpful when needed.
First time I tried making a cuppa, I thought of a very, very good idea. So I was told, make me a cup of coffee. I want it black, hot, mix it. I did just that, but I thought it would be a good idea to put washing up liquid in it. Because, it'd keep it clean at the same time.
Oh, God.
Gave that to my dad.
Oh, Dad.
My dad spat it out.
Oh, poor Dad. Oh, the worst case I did was put too much black coffee in the coffee.
Yeah.
It wasn't to their taste, but at the very least, god damn it, washing powder. Oh wow.
Yeah. Not my brightest ideas.
I always use because I'm very precise. I always took notes for everyone whoever wanted a copy. I always would say, "What do you want?" And I'll write it down because I'd be safe and sorry.
I'd still get it wrong. Either that or it would have salt instead of sugar.
Oh, is this the bit? It'd be funny getting to the action.
Sorry, legs itching.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay, that's impressive.
You can see his eyes twitching. Yeah, because they actually the makeup they used for the scene was burning his eyes.
Oh.
Commending the actor here. You stood out for the few seconds of screen time to get that great shot.
I think she's in shock.
Oh, who would be able to see that? Who would be able to see that kind of boyfriend, kind of best friend just being killed? Oh, I might as well get out of this movie. Hang myself. It's faster than being stabbed. Although clever, again, setting up, locking the door. Again, the killer's here, so the music is intensifying now.
Yeah. Having trouble closing the curtain.
we know the feeling. It's like my blinds right now. They've been up there since May, because I can't be bothered to. I've got these are new blinds, but I can't be bothered to keep going with the rope, so I was just like, fuck it, I'll just leave it there. And she's going all out. I'm locking this door no matter what.
It really is. Doing a very bad job of it.
You could be a bit more neat. Stack it the right way up.
A little. Oh, what are them chairs? They're the very weak and light chairs, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to hold it together.
I feel like this scene's focusing too much on the grief and like sadness of her.
Well, if anything, it's good actually because it shows how panicked she is. It sets in the mood that we should be feeling panicked.
I guess.
Although again, the way she's holding that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't hold the back like that, please.
I don't think you're going to do a good swing with that. Yeah. Better stance. That way you'll hit them in the noggin. This crazy Ralph could be in there now.
Crazy Ralph. I'm coming to get you.
I've always wondered how funny or hilarious it would be if the killer just tries charging at her and she suddenly just throws the jam jar at him. Yeah, arrow count. Why? By jam.
Although, right then, I found it quite funny how she was looking for another weapon, but she searched the food tins first.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh, she got battered.
Yeah.
No pun intended, by the
way. But again, selling on the fear, because again, that's going to be a friend.
Yeah.
Although she was meant to be shot by arrows, right? I don't see any arrows. And unless she beat the body.
Beat the body.
Why cruel? Just, well, I get it. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, I shouldn't be complaining, because again...
Yeah. She's going through a tough time, Kobi.
Oh. we gotta lose the jacket. Stop looking like April O'Neil, or we get sued. There we go. We now know we're in the final act.
It is hard, isn't it? Walking past something and then we've got clothes get snagged on it.
Yeah, that is annoying.
Is that Mama?
Yeah, she was a big actress at the time. So, I mean, you kind of imagine Brad Pitt again beating him all like this. And to find out that, oh, he's the bad guy. And she famously also took this role because she wanted to get a car.
And Honda.
She was.
She really was.
I'm really loving this bit. all this movie so far. This is worth it.
Grabbing my attention a fair bit. I'll say if he drowned.
And sorry, audience, we're being very captivated right now.
Mm. Yes, but there's not much commentary happening. So, yeah. It must be tough. Very hard losing your only child.
Mm. Yeah, I'm really sold on that prequel now.
Ah.
Because again, if I remember from my research, her story was that she was meant to be. She fell in love with her sweetheart boyfriend, and that got her pregnant. And her family disowned her because of that. They were against, that sin. And how did he get up there? Her family disowned her, so she was just left with only her son in her life. And so she ended up getting work as a cook. And she lost him. It's quite a tragic story, really. It really does. Oh, it's no good bit.
All I can just see now is a t-shirt flailing in the darkness.
Yeah, so I think she was the one calling earlier in the child's voice. But, yeah, again, we must have messed her up. Yeah, get a gun, that will help. Don't worry, she's not invincible like her son. Although then again, if it runs in the family.
Yeah. I mean, right now, all she knows is that there's a crazy old woman trying to kill her and her mate. She doesn't even know about Jason.
Yeah.
Well,
although again, in retrospect, it is interesting how, again, as the sequel's established, Jason's watching this all play out.
Yeah.
So, in some form, you have to wonder, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you help your mother at least? But, hey.
Kind of just makes me think that he kills all the horny teenagers, but she seems to be the only one he hasn't gone for. Or is that happening in part 2 of the movie? Of the movie?
Well, she's no different from all the other teenagers. That's why she's trying to kill her.
Yeah, understand.
Well, the White House doesn't shoot her. Oh yeah, the gun wasn't loaded.
Huh, yarn.
Yep. There's a bit more heavy stuff in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just saw a couple of tins.
There's another trivia bit there because she was a stage actress.
Yeah.
And she was used to physically hitting her co-stars. So they said, oh, "Can you please tone it down? We can just do it and edit it. We can change it up. We can make it more believable in editing cuts." But in some bits, I'm sure they kept some of them in. As we see, she generally hit the actress, and with a stretched out palm. she must be 50 when they filmed this, so...
Right now she'd be like 90 or something.
Yeah, so again, I commend her even back then, like 40 or 50, whatever. Clearly commend her for being put through all this.
Yeah.
And again, she's been through a lot of things, film-wise in her career, so this must have been just so much fun for a weekend just to be a bad guy. And in probably what she thought was just going to be a very generic run-of-the-mill horror film.
Yeah.
And now you remembered another 50 years later being the mother of one of the most greatest icons in pop culture horror.
Yeah.
And another one we have shots about the moon. But we do wonder, do you think they reuse the same shots? Or do they generally just film from different angles for the moon? Probably a weird question, but just... I swear that's always the same kind of shot of the moon used with the fog or the clouds.
Yeah, I think that same shot is very much used for any film like that.
Makes you wonder if there's a stock footage out there of this one moon from one night ago.
I remember this. Wait, Friday the 13th? No.
You know what to do. Hide in the corner, get something sharp. When she comes through, charge and stab her in the gut.
Don't go for a sheet of paper. Don't go for the yarn. Go for something heavy and dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if I know someone's trying to kill me, I'm not going to hold back, even if I am terrified.
Yeah.
Oh, again, I should... Fuck it, it's a commentary video. And at the end of the day, I can understand it, yeah, when you're in that at the moment, it must be terrifying to know you're being stalked by someone who's going out of their way to kill you.
Yeah.
Clearly you wouldn't think on your feet, and you clearly wouldn't... I mean, the most obvious stuff to come to mind, you wouldn't suspect, you wouldn't think of it at the time.
I think the one thing I'd be thinking of is like, what the fuck? I think the one thing I'd be thinking is, what the fuck did I do to annoy this person so much?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've annoyed people, like, amazingly. Up to the point where they wanted to kill me or anything.
You never know. Again, there's always there's always justification in some form. Like how we always like to think we're the hero of our story, and in some form we always have an antagonist or a villain or an enemy.
Yeah.
There's always an excuse. So for some out there, I'm sure. I mean, I know I've crossed paths with some people that, even though we've just been one cross path, they probably remember me as that boy who said that thing to me that annoyed them, or just got on their nerves.
Oh. Yeah, why don't you make noise? That's a chemical cupboard. She's got a lot of things at her disposal.
I've got a pan.
I mean, blunt objects, they could do damage. And no, I don't mean blunt objects like paper plates.
Ooh, that did the job.
I
grab the machete and run.
She's now got a concussion. Well done. Oh.
Yep, she's bleeding.
Jason won't be happy about that.
You did it? Now run. Grab the machete and run.
I don't think she heard you.
Still in shock.
I just killed someone.
But yeah, to be fair, yeah, she probably thinks she did kill her.
I mean, you see someone knocked out on the floor bleeding. That's not something you can easily recover from.
Oh yeah.
Get out of there.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was close.
Head butter. Her head's got to be very like.
Ooh, that would have hurt.
Go for just right. Wrong person, but you know.
Ooh.
Eat it.
You can be so immature.
No, really. We really can.
Oh, look, another great bit.
Oh. Oh.
There we go.
That's a lot of detail.
And look, you can see the adult hands. Guy's hands. I think that actually is the director's hands. Or sort of one of the production team's
They
hands.
are clearly masculine hands.
Yeah, I think that. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think there was that was an extra scene because the actress didn't want to wasn't there at the time to film that additional scene, so they just got the prop, and then they just got whoever was on set at the time to film the hand sequence, which is why it ended up being one of the extras.
Yeah, they would have to do that in a couple of shots, wouldn't they? Sorry.
Again, my chairs are terrible. I should get new ones, but I'm not made of money.
Nah, it's alright.
And then we get to the. Oh, another bit here. I do love how they've changed the music now. It's no longer the constant.
It's more peaceful.
Yeah, it's the hopeful song that they've won, which is all about to be flipped on its head. Well, I'm surprised this boat didn't just float near the edge of the ravine. Or the lake.
It's still in the centre, isn't it?
Mm. And here we have the one scene that a lot of people say at the time it was the only good scene in the movie. And to this day, it's of course iconic. Any second now. There we go.
I wasn't expecting him to look like that. Oh, it's just a nightmare. Never mind.
It's all just a dream.
Your friends are alive. Really? No, I'm not joking. They're dead.
Oh. Cruel man. That's the most stereotypical doctor ever.
Bald head in the middle, lab coat. Yeah, gotta trust him. Nurse looks like a Taylor Swift's grandmother, as if she would back then.
McDonald. And thus we conclude the first chapter and what was not intended to be a series, but was so successful from this one scene alone that it dominated the box office for years, at least like the first 5 years of the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why this would become very successful.
Yeah, again, I think it's pretty evident from our commentary here, because it felt very slow, and I guess
there's a ripple in the water there.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's just a bug. Yeah, there's one over there. So yeah, I think that's it. I think.
First time watching this, you know.
So that's Friday the 13th. So our first viewing. So for our first verdict, what would you say about the film?
I really enjoyed that. To be honest, I kind of wanted to watch the other films and perhaps do more commentaries.
Sure. Any stand-up moments that you'd like about it?
Stand-up moments. I was quite surprised when we found Kevin Bacon in it. I like him as an actor. Some of the death scenes, they could have worked on it, I reckon. I kind of wanted to know how some of them died. I wanted to see a lot more what would have happened, how that guy was dead, fell from a tree.
Yeah.
Because in this one, isn't it the mother that goes around and does the killing, not Jason?
Yeah, in this is infamously known that people always think, oh, Jason's the killer and everyone. No, his mother was the first killer, and the actions of this film spur Jason into action in the sequels that come after.
And in this one, she's a fairly old woman having trouble killing the main character here. And how the hell did she get a bloke up in a tree?
I have no idea. Well, from the logical standpoint, she's either just very determined to show off the kills, or from the more logical standpoint, from the production wise, we needed a good jump scare. So let's just hang his body in the tree. How did he get there? Logic. Just look at the cool death. I can say I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I will admit, again, it's a film from not our time, and we're so used to films being a bit more on pace, being more to the point, and being a bit more gratuitous with the deaths. And again, it's a horror movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's what you expect from these movies.
Of course. Yeah.
I won't deny I felt a bit bored at points.
Yeah.
And you can argue that that's not fair, because again, there was meaning to those scenes. They were selling the characters. They were showing us how they work with things. It wasn't just here's a character, here's their trope. A few minutes later, they're dead. Again, that's a bad horror movie. So when it does a connection with the characters, with this, you at least felt relatable. Again, the fact that we reminisce about some of our own experiences when we went camping as kids.
Yeah.
And just from seeing those characters interact with their environment, that alone kind of, at least not indirectly from the story, you're just putting in the mindset that, I'm relating to these characters just from the experience alone. I can say that was a pro at least, because I can admit that I felt bored. We all know the story of Friday the 13th. We might not have seen the film,
but
in my case in a long time, but you know Mrs. Voorhees is the killer, you know she's Jason's mother, and you know she gets that comeuppance, or at the very least you know how things entail for the rest of the series to play out.
The story is very well known.
Yeah, and again, because it's a very generic story, it has some good bits here and there, but I can commend that for a first film, it's okay. The kills are very creative, even though we don't see a lot of them, and it does leave up to the imagination in some form. And I can agree with you on that. I do kind of wish that they did show some of them.
Yeah.
Because it would have been creative and maybe even more insightful into her character to see how she got to the point of hanging a guy from a tree, despite probably being not the best age to do it, or getting a guy having the strength to stab a guy through the neck with a spear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can say for a first film, it's not bad. The twist, the ending fight between her and Alice, and the final scene with Jason in the lake. They're standouts, mostly because it's great to set up what comes later on in the series.
Yeah.
And it's a fun horror film, and I can say it's a definitely must see. if you're in the holiday mood, if you're in for the Halloween mood, more like it, and if you're looking for a good film to watch and revel in nostalgia for classic occasions of camping and sex and horror murder, I think this is definitely a nice watch.
Yeah.
So, that is our commentary for Friday the 13th, the 1980 film original. And again, we do apologise. It's probably not going to be the best commentary we've ever done. Because I'm sure there are some points in this where we do be quiet for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But, hey, we're not professionals. We're just here to have fun. And that's what this is. It's all about having fun. And who knows, maybe we can get together and do another commentary and make it more engaging.
Yeah. Maybe we could get a couple more guests, or.
Hey, I'm open for it. If they can find the time, if we can get them together, we can have like a full group commentary discussion or something.
Yeah.
What films did you recommend we do later on?
Not necessarily recommend. I mean, there are films that I'm definitely interested in. Kevin Bacon and Ryan Reynolds, R.I.P.D. Rip.
Okay. I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
It's a good film. It's basically over-exaggerated violence. In a way,
so it's up our alley.
Very much, and it's quite funny, to be honest.
But yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. Because nothing's on the cards. We'll see how everything else pans out for the rest of the year. We've still got a few more videos till season 2 wraps up. So yeah, thanks again for joining me for this, mate. It was great to have you on board at last. It's nice for a change up, and of course, it's great to have one of my friends on.
Yeah, it feels good to be on. Thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Sweet.
So, thank you for joining us, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this commentary, and we'll see you in the next one. I am Kobi.
I'm Kalm.
And this is What's On. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.